Hi my lovelies, it's Nisha. So today I have another hooded eye makeup trick for you. Okay, so as you know, I've done quite a few of those videos for hooded mature eyes, and we've talked about where to find your crease. If you haven't seen that video, I will link it here. But then I started getting questions, how high do I go with my eyeshadow? And I understand now, because although I have hooded droopy eyes, I have quite a lot of room between my actual hood and my eyebrow. So I have lots of space up there, and I have to put my eyeshadow pretty high. But some of you asking, well, I don't have that much space, how high do I go? So I've been studying looking at people with hooded eyes, especially mature ones, and I think I have another trick. I've worked out another way of deciding how high to go with your eyeshadow, regardless how much space you have between your eyelash and your actual eyebrow. This might not work for absolutely everyone. Obviously we are all different, and I haven't seen every single eye in the world. I brought you a bit closer. I need to get my mirror here so I can see what I'm talking about. First of all, let's establish for the 100th time that I do have hooded eyes, because again, I've started getting comments, have I done something to my eyes? They are not hooded. So I think that's the problem, because I've got such a big space here. Then people think, well, you've got all that lid, they are not hooded. Hooded eye means that you don't see your mobile lid, which is under here. This is my mobile lid, and if you can't see that lid, your eyes are hooded. On the top of it, my eyes are also downturned, so they sort of droop downwards on the sides, and I was just born with that sort of shape of eyes. And to be honest, my eyes always been hooded shape, but obviously with age all this lovely loose skin gets worse. And also because I can talk like this, I can really lift my eyebrows high. When I do that, yes, my eyes don't look hooded. So if you can talk like this, brilliant. But if I'm just relaxed and look at you like this, you can see that my hood actually is sitting right on my eyelashes. So what's the new technique? I am going to be using today the Tati Beauty palette, and I will be mainly working with the Matte Soothe, those two from Aura, and Ritual Matte. Okay, so get yourself a mirror, or even better, sit down with your makeup with me and let's do it together. Okay, so like I said, I've explained to you before in another video where to find your crease. It's all about this ocular bone. But this can be sometimes hard to determine as well. But what I've noticed, that almost everybody has this indentation here. Let me get something thinner. Can you see here? It's like a crease that comes from your nose. It might not carry on here, but you should have it here by your nose. Can you see it? Have a look in a mirror if you can see it. Of course, not everyone will have it. If you've got like a monolid, you know, like Asian eyes, you might not have it. Or if you are very, very young. But like I said, they don't need any extra help with a beautiful, taut, smooth eyelids. But yes, I think most people have that. So this is going to be your guide on how high your eyeshadow should go. Okay, so I'm going to take now the Soothe Matte eyeshadow. I'm going to tap it off because I want to start very lightly and with hardly any pressure, start here in that crease. start going from that shadow and make like a half moon. Okay? And then you can build it up, but don't go too high with it because, well, we will blend it out. I'm doing it with Mac 217. If you've got less space, use something smaller, like what, for example? Like for example, Morphe M507, because it's small, pointy. Then you can really, let's do it with that, just to show you, and sort of sketch it out. Okay, can you see it? Because we know with hooded eyes, if you just concentrate on your mobile lid, when you open your eyes, all the work that you've done with your eyeshadow is not going to show. So we have to go high enough that when we open our eyes, you can actually see the eyeshadow. Okay, so try to do that. Go from here. And you would do that with like your transition shade, quite light shade. Because later on, we can obviously buff it out here because you don't want like a proper crease line. So that's what you do first. Now you can start going a bit darker on the outer portion of your eye and a bit lower. Don't go too high, just go under that line now, just to make it a bit darker. Now another trick, if you have drooping, downturn eyes like me, you never know how low or how high go in this corner with your eyeshadow, because if you go too low, it's going to drag your eye down. So what I often do, when I've done this, I will now sketch my lower lash line. So I will carry on with the shape of my lower lid, and that will give me like a template where to go with my shadow here. I hope I'm explaining myself well. So I'm going to take the same eyeshadow, the Soothe Matte, and I'm going to put it on my lower lash line, and then following my lash line, I go up. If you can lift your eyes like I do, just lift it with your finger, because obviously, we have very loose skin that moves about. So lift your eyelid, and can you see now you can see where to put your eyeshadow here, not to go below that line. So now suddenly, because we've put this dark matte eyeshadow here, and remember, dark matte shadows push things away, and light eyeshadows, especially shimmery ones, bring things forward. So now we've created this illusion that we have a crease, that this goes back, and all this hood here disguises itself as a mobile lid. So now straight away it looks like I don't have hooded eyes, I have this big mobile lid. Now we are going to take care of the mobile lid. So now you want to use light, matte, satin, you can use shimmery, whatever you like, eyeshadow to apply onto our mobile lid. So that will bring that forward, you will see. So I am going to take Aura, matte Aura, and I'm going to start applying it. Again, I can lift my eyebrows. If you can't, just lift your brow like this and apply it right up to that brown eyeshadow so it shows. Okay, can you see the difference? Now this is really popping up, so it looks like my mobile lid is quite big and open. That's why I think when I have my makeup on and I come on here, people say you don't have hooded eyes, because that's the tricks that I use to make my eyes look less hooded. Can you see the difference now, how this is popping out more than that one? Shall I do just this eye? I should have done just one eye. Okay, I'm going to leave this for now, and now we are going to take care of this corner. Again, if I put darker eyeshadow here, it will hide whatever is hanging down here, and will lift my eye up as well. So I'm going to use Matte Ritual now, which is this dark brown. I'm going to use Holo P66, and I used MAC 217 as well on my eyelid. Holo, they are Polish brushes, natural hair brushes, so you can get them here in the UK. So now what I'm going to do, you know, I already have this template with that lighter eyeshadow. I'm not going to go anywhere below there. But now I am going to try, almost like you're doing winged eyeliner, create like a almost triangle. And when I get to that lighter one, not as high obviously, but where my crease was, I bring it a bit there. And then we are going to slowly blend it inwards. You know, that's the problem, because we do have mature skin, and all the skin is not very taut, it's wrinkly, it's loose. It's so difficult for us to make the eyeshadows looking very well blended, because when the skin starts, you know, creping and folding, it looks like you haven't blended it well, and that is a real challenge. But what can you do? Yeah, you just need any small brush, because you want to be quite precise here and we don't have much room, so just use some sort of small brush. I like this one. You can also use like a pencil brush that you would use like this, that you would use underneath your eye, something small that you can be really strategic with it. I am going to do the other eye, because whenever I do just one eye, then when I go to do the other one, it looks different. But I hope you can see the difference. You will always need to go much higher in this corner, because remember that hood is drooping here, so you still want to see this eyeshadow when you open your eyes. Now the same dark eyeshadow with whatever I've got left on my brush, I will lightly run it inwards, not all the way there, but remember just under that, because this is like your transitional color, so you don't want to make it darker, just under it, just to like deepen this crease. This eye is so much more crepey and the skin is so much looser. I find this one really, really difficult. You see how the skin moves, and I'm lightly touching with the brush, because if I go in, I will just move the whole eye skin around. Just keep looking if it's all even, because again, one of your eyes might be more hooded than the other, lower than the other. Then just look at yourself and even it out. It doesn't matter if you go on one eye higher than the other with the darker shadow, it won't show, it will just even out your eyes. I'm going to go back to the 217 and just blend out that corner. Just go on the edges of those eyeshadows and very lightly blend them out. Okay, now I'm going to go into Aura Sequin, and I'm going to make my mobile lid to pop a bit more. And now here, because usually you can see you've got that sausage here as well, you want to make this corner quite bright. That will open up your eye. So you go quite high here to where you just started with that dark eyeshadow. And then go in a corner here with like the edge of your brush. Okay, so hopefully you can see how I've given myself a crease. I've created quite a big mobile lid, which I don't have, and I also lifted my eyes a bit. Now on my lower lash line, I am going to go with like a eyebrow brush into the Ritual Matte, and I will just go really close to my eyelashes, sort of halfway, to darken this lower lash line. I'm going to go into a pencil brush. This one's a bit fat, but I quite like that. This is Sonia G Pencil Pro. I'm going to go to Matte Soothe and blend it out. And don't be afraid to go quite low. I like it because here the bottom of my lower lash line is quite wrinkly and uneven, and that eyeshadow hides it. Blend here a bit between that light eyeshadow and the dark one. And there. And that should be enough, but from here on you can put a bit of eyeliner on the outer corner of your eye. Obviously put mascara on. I'm going to put tiny bit of kohl liner, any kohl liner, just like rub it in my eyelashes from about here. You can also wing it a bit, and it doesn't matter how, as long as you don't go below that eyeshadow line, and then you can smudge it with a smudger, which I didn't bring, but I will use this little brush, because when you smudge it, it doesn't matter if it's not perfect, but it helps to lift your eye even further. Another trick that I have to make your eyes look wider and bigger, and I have done a separate video for that as well, whole video, so I will link it here. You can put like a flesh colored liner inside your eye, but you also extend it under this eyeshadow. I will show you now. I love this one. This is the Benefit Roller Eye Bright pencil. You have to put some work in it to see it, but it does stay in. It's a very good pencil. So you put it in your waterline and then you extend it under your eyeshadow. So that really opens up your eye, makes it more lifted as well. Okay, and that's done. I will just go off to my mascara and I will be back. Okay, and that's the finished look. So I hope this new trick will help you. Please let me know if you've tried it, how it worked for you. I understand that this is not going to work for everybody. I understand that, you know, some older eyes than mine have so much hood that there is hardly anything you can do. For those eyes, I usually advise just like one eyeshadow look, and I've done lots of those as well. Obviously, I can't give you good advice for that sort of eye, because I don't have that. I'm not there yet, and I don't intend to ever to go there. You know how much I love my eyeshadows, and I would be devastated if I couldn't play with different looks. So if I get there, I'm going for surgery. Okay, my lovelies, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and stay fabulous. Bye.